Hi, today I'm going to show how to create a simple demo using the Godot XR hand pose detector and Godot XR tools. So in making this demo, we'll be using the following kind of data flow. So the XR system tracks the hands and generates hand tracking data. The hand pose detector looks for poses and feeds them into the hand pose controller, which creates a virtual XR controller tracker. And the game framework, in this case Godot XR Tools, will make some XR controllers that feed off of that and drive the game functions. Alright, so let's launch Godot. This is going to require Godot 4.3. I'm using beta 2 here. So create a new game, I'll put this in the temp folder, and I'll use it, I'll call it, let's see, hand track wizard, I think, because we'll put some spellcasting in there. Alright, so this uses the compatibility renderer, so for performance. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is install Godot XR Tools, so from the asset library. So there's been a new release 4.3.3, so I'll just download this guy, make sure it goes into the add-ons folder. This is going to produce a bunch of errors on first import because the plugin needs to be enabled. So, all right, yeah, there we go. There are the errors. So we'll go to the plugins tab and enable the plugin. All right. Let's also import. So I've already downloaded the hand pose detector and the KKit dungeon asset. So hand pose detector, make sure it's going into the add-ons, and the KKit asset library. All right. Again, make sure it's in add-ons. This is going to take a little bit, so I'll fast forward. All right, there we go. All right, we use the Godot XR Tools plugin to make sure that XR is enabled, and that we have the physics layers set up. And then let's reload the project just to make sure everything's imported correctly. All right, so let's create our main scene. So 3D scene, and let's call it main, and set it as the main scene of the game. All right, let's add a sun and an environment to it, and let's create a grid map so we can start building out the level. So we'll use the KKit dungeon assets mesh library. Just need to turn off auto centering of the meshes, and let's find ourselves some a ground to use. So, oh, nope, those have the spikes. Let's see, floor tile arch. There we go. That's a little light there. Let's drop the light level to say 0.4 energy. Still too bright. Let's do 0.2. That's looking good. All right. So let's finish making this room. And let's make a hallway. T-junction that. All right. Put a long room in here. And let's have the hallway go the other way as well. And we'll dead end it there. All right. So let's start putting some walls in. We'll start with the corners. There we go. And actually, no, we don't want that there. That'll be an archway there. Alright, that's looking good. Let's put some walls in. Alright. Oh, and let's have one more at the bottom here. Alright, maybe we should block off this hallway. Maybe... Nah, let's have it where they can walk down here at least. Alright, so we'll dead end this thing. And I think we need some half size walls. There we go. Alright, and let's put some doorways in. Alright. That's looking fairly reasonable. Yeah. Alright, let's turn off the grid map so we can concentrate on making the player rig. So we'll add an XR Origin 3D node. And we'll put an XR camera for the headset. All right. Zoom in a little bit so we can work on this better. So I bring the camera up to about the average player height, and we'll make an XR node 3D. These track controllers or tracking data. So we'll have this one be for the left hand. Bring it up roughly to where the left hand's going to be, and we'll have it track the hand tracker for the left hand. We'll do the same thing for the right hand. And set this to track off of the right hand tracker. Right. So let's drag in some of the some hands. All right. We're going to have to edit some of the contents of these. So we're going to drive the skeletons of these. Oh, I forgot to move that one up to about the right location. All right. So we'll go to the skeleton and we'll create an XR hand modifier. This is going to bend the bones of the hand to match what's going on. So that one's going to track the left hand hand poses, and this one's going to track the right hand. So they'll move to the right location because of the node, and the bones of the hand will flex. So that'll cause the hands to line up with the. I'm just checking the nodes here. So these hands will match the hand locations of the player. All right. So next step, I think, is going to be adding the pose detectors. So we'll just drop these in here. They're just regular nodes. They're not 3D. They don't have position. So we'll build a pose set. These are the poses these are going to look for. So we've got a few poses predefined. So we'll use the pointing pose and the fist pose. So the point will be for teleport, fist will be for grabbing. All right. So now we've got that defined. We'll copy that to the. Oh, I got to add the pose detector. So the right hand, and we'll have it use the same pose set, and have it again look for hand poses on the right hand. All right. So now we'll add the controller driver. So this is going to be attached to the detector using the aim pose. It's going to use the. It's going to build that controller, and we need an action set. So add a few actions in here. I got to actually create a hand pose action resource. So we'll take the pointing pose and trigger an action called teleport. And for this one, we're going to take the fist pose, and it's going to drive a float value, which, what's it called? It's grip. Okay, so when the player makes a fist, we're going to be gripping an object. Right. So I'll copy that resource, and I forgot to make the controller this time. Add a controller for the right hand. Paste this in as the action set, and again, it's going to make a controller tracker for the right hand, and the pose type is going to be aim. So the aim pose is what's needed for the Godot XR tools. So let's create the XR controllers. These are actually the virtual controllers driven by the hands. So left virtual controller, and we'll make the right hand one as well. Alright. So I go to this guy. This thing's tracker name is the name of the virtual tracker that's going to be produced. So we'll copy this name and have the left virtual controller driven from that tracker. And we'll grab the same thing from the right hand. The right hand virtual controller tracker drives the right virtual controller. Alright. So I think we just need to make this a proper player now. So we'll go into Godot XR Tools and grab the player body. Add that in there so we can interact with the world. And now let's start adding some functions on those virtual controllers. So we'll add pickup function to the left and right controllers. And let's see, I think the teleport function we'll add to the right controller only. Alright, it's not quite in the right location, so we'll bring these virtual controllers to where the hands are. When the game's being played, the controllers will move to the hands automatically. So this teleport's currently being triggered by a click, but we actually built a specific action called teleport. So when the player points, it'll produce a teleport action. Go to the teleport and drive it by the teleport action. Alright. So I think that's our player rig basically done. So we'll turn the grid map on and let's give it a shot. Alright. Oh, I can't see anything in the headset. What's going on? Oh, yeah. It would help if I started the XR subsystem. So bring start XR. You can see the warnings there being caused by not actually starting XR. There we go. Now I can see stuff. And excellent. Oop. Helps if I don't teleport near the wall. Let's try making it through the door. There we go. Takes a little bit to get used to that. Well, it works. Alright. So, let's start adding a few objects to the scene here. So, I'll create a new node 3D to hold the objects. We'll put it after the grid map. And we're going to need a table to put some objects on. So in the Dungeon Remastered, there's a bunch of meshes, but we have some scenes here. There we go. Let's go for the long table. Yeah. All right. Bring that over against the wall. Oh, not that far. Let's bring that back and put a chair on that side. There we go. Let's put another table in the room, something a little bit more attractive. There we go. Nice meshes on there. All right. So we need something to pick up. So let's make a pickable object. So we'll start by going to the objects and create a new scene based on the pickable scene. Yeah, let's call this bottle. And all right. Yeah, let me find the one of the bottle meshes. Let's see. Bottle A green. There we go. All right. So we're going to grab some bits out of this. So we'll make local, which instantiates the pieces here. And all right, we need the collision shape. And we need the mesh. We don't need the root node. I'm going to copy the collider information into the collision shape. And now I don't need that one. And I don't need the static body. So it's got a mesh. It's got the collider. Oh, these settings look good for now. All right. Let's save this. Create a new assets folder. Pickable objects. There we go. Bottle. There we go. All right. Let's go grab a bottle and put it on the table. All right. Let's see how this works. Ooh, that's a bit big. Okay, I can't grab it with the other hand, and that's way too big. So let's go and edit that bottle scene. So we'll scale the mesh down by 0.3, and same thing for the collider. All right, let's modify the pickable. So, oh, not range grab, second hand grab. We'll swap when grabbed by the second hand. All right. Let's also bring that a little closer to the front of the table so it's easier to grab. And maybe let's duplicate a few more copies of it in case I drop them. All right, let's give this a shot. Get a bit closer. Oop. It's a bit of a lag there from when I grabbed to when it actually has grabbed it. I think that's the debounce option on the grab. All right. So let's go to that fist pose. And yeah, the hold time. So it takes 0.2 seconds to register a pose. Yeah, let's drop that down and drop the release so they react much faster. All right, yeah, that's feeling a bit better. All right, so I guess we should probably work on some spells as well. So create a new spellcast folder here, and let's create a fireball scene. All right. I'm actually going to cheat. I'm just going to make this a sphere mesh. Yeah, I'd do some particle thing if I wanted to make it look good, but I'm more interested in getting the mechanics working right now. So, oh, 0.2 for the height. There we go. So we'll just have this thing move along its z-axis. So give it a script. Let's see. I don't think we need the ready function. Oh. Yeah, we don't need the ready. So just when we're running, we'll move along our global transforms basis z. And obviously we're going to move only as far as we do in the time step. Oop, it's actually negative z. All right. So I think we need to count the time. So I'm going to start at. I was thinking of starting a timer, but instead of just using a timer, I'm just going to count the remaining time in seconds. So the set lasts for 3 seconds, and we'll subtract how much time has passed on each frame. Oop, oh, delta. And if we've used all of our time, then we'll queue ourselves for freeing. Is it queue free this, or I think it's just queue free. There we go. I'll put some comments in here. So at the end of the day, this is going to want to actually be some physics thing that collides against. Well, let's also make a spell casting hand feature. So fireball caster. So we need a script for this. So this is going to be a child of the controller. So maybe we should subscribe to the controller events. So we get our parent as a controller. Actually, yeah, if we don't have a parent, then we'll just skip before subscribing. I think. Actually, yeah, let's do this differently. Rather than just subscribing to the events, we'll poll it in the process function. So save this off as an instance, a member of the node. All right, and then skip if we didn't find a parent controller when we're ready. So if our parent controller has the fireball button pressed, then actually we don't want it to happen every single time. We want it to happen when the user first makes the fireball hand pose. So I have a casting fireball member as a field as well. Oh, damn sticky keyboard. Okay. So we'll build a simple edge detector here. So we'll save the old value. New value is this, reading whether the fireball's down. So if we want to cast a fireball now and we didn't before, then this is the rising edge. So let's do a few comments. So It's easy to work out what's going on. All right. So now we need to create a fireball. Okay, we're not going to use that delta time. So let's see. I need an instance of the fireball scene. All right. It's the easiest way to do this. All right. So I'll make a constant, which is, what was that called? I think it's preload. That's it. Yeah. So I'll preload the fireball scene. That'll be a packed scene, and then I think it's instantiate. Yep. Okay. So that'll instantiate a fireball. Let me think. Where am I going to attach this into the scene tree? I need to attach it underneath the caster, but I don't want it to move when the caster moves. So go back to the fireball script. Okay. Let me actually set up a ready function here and set this thing as topmost. What is it? Set as topmost. Set. I think we'll just assign. Okay, top level. Okay. So when we're created, we'll set as top level, which means we will ignore the parent node's transform. So we operate in our own global space. All right. So now being created, we'll set the transform of the fireball to the transform of the hand, and we'll add the fireball as a child. All right. So when we make the fireball hand pose, it'll create a fireball fired from our hand location. So, but we need a hand pose for the fireball. All right. So, well, the first thing, let's put the caster under the controllers. So each of the controllers can cast the fireball. The action we're going to want to do is fireball. So let's go to... Actually, I guess we need to detect a new pose. So let's add a new pose, and let's just do thumbs up. All right. So thumbs up pose, and for the action, when someone does the thumbs up, we will fire the fireball. All right. So I think those resources are shared between both hands, so they are present on both. Yep. All right. I think that might do it. Well, let's give it a shot. All right, thumbs up. Hey, very slow. Let's make those move a bit faster. All right, so go to the fireball and let's give it a speed. Yeah, 3 meters a second. There we go. Let's comment these guys. All right, and we'll move a little faster in the position we're facing. All right, those are looking a little bit better. All right, so we've got grabbing. We can, oh, wrong hand for teleport. There we go. Yeah, maybe maybe the poses should be a little different, but it's good enough for a quick demo. All right. is working reasonably well. Thank you.